Speaking of just in time, a major international crackdown on terror foiling two ISIS-related attacks that were set for New Year's Eve. First in Belgium, breaking news. As I mentioned at the top of the show, Brussels canceled its fireworks celebration just minutes ago. This comes after Belgium arrested two would-be attackers who were planning a horror show, just like the one in Paris last month, that killed 130 people. Police found ISIS propaganda inside the suspects' homes. Now to Turkey, police detaining a pair of suspected suicide bombers who were planning to target New Year's Eve events in the capital of Ankara. Back in the U.S., a different story, we're thankful to say, ahead of Times Square's hotly anticipated ball drop. New York's top anti-terror chief reassuring the public there will be no safer place than tomorrow night in New York City. Listen.
There's no police department in America can match what we can put out on the street. Those 6,000 officers that will be here, that's larger than just about 3 or 4 police departments in the United States.
We are very, very confident that New Year's Eve in New York City will be the safest place in the world to be.
500 specially trained counter-terror officials will be on the scene, but we want to bring in former U.S. Army retired 4-star General Jack Keane to be with us. Jack, I have to ask, because where there's smoke, there is fire. We go to Belgium, we go to Turkey, and you see that there were 4 people. Does that mean, like cockroaches, there must be more?
Well, certainly in Belgium that's the case. They wouldn't shut that down if they didn't have some intelligence, likely, you know, from talking to these 2 individuals they got in custody, that there's something else out there. You know, to be so public about something like that and tell the people that they fear for their lives at an event like that means they got good intelligence. And listen, both these, let's give them some credit here. In both places, in Turkey and also in Belgium, good police work, good intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
To stop these events. And the other thing that benefits from it is sending an alarm bell out to every targeted ISIS country in the world that this threat is real, reminds everybody about determination, focus, and that's a good thing, and certainly that's happening here in the United States.
To Times Square, and we've got live cameras all over the place, so we can show you. It's all calm and peaceful. Looks like a lot of excitement in the area, but I have to say, you know, this isn't NYPD's first rodeo, but with the backdrop of the San Bernardino murders, the Paris murders, it's not surprising they're pouring all the effort into this area. Counterterrorism units, bomb-sniffing dogs, helicopters, rooftop patrols. Is there a limit, though, to what New York City can really do?
Well, there's a limit to what our intelligent police can do, certainly. But there's some really good things that happened here as a result of San Bernardino and ISIS at large. Is the American people are on their guard. And they are absolutely the best intelligence we have, because they will be usually closer to this terrorist before the act actually takes place. So that's a good thing. They're on their guard. And certainly at major events like New Year's Eve celebrations, we can put lots of police who are deterrents in themselves. But we have to be honest with our audience. I mean, this terrorist threat can find groups of people very easily any place in America,
and
much as they
smart.
did in San Bernardino.
And, General, they are smart. They go for those soft targets where people aren't expecting it. By the way, I should mention, because a lot of people are going to the theater, every Broadway theater is doing bag checks right now. But let's take it now to another pretty significant hotspot, and that would be the Strait of Hormuz. And we don't want to ignore this, because Iran came within 1,500 yards, I believe, of striking a USS ship. You know, you had the Theodore Roosevelt in the Strait of Hormuz. This is now the 3rd such type of incident, this aggressive incident that Iran is trying to pull off. Does it really signify that the Iran nuclear deal basically leaves us, I hate to say it, but as fools, and with the Israelis shaking their heads and saying, told you so?
Let me get to that in a second, because I want to finish something we said on the last segment. Look, the American people are very much aware of this threat, and they understand it, they're intelligent, and they also balance it against what is the likelihood of this impacting on their lives. So the good news is, given the strong constitution American people have, they're going about their lives. And that's why there's going to be that crowd in Times Square, and that's why people are going to the theater, and they're going to go out and do what they normally do, and that's a good thing, and it says a lot about who we are. Based on what the Iranians are up to, listen, this thing certainly is provocation, but here's why it's provocation. The Iranians certainly, if they were doing a war game, they would do this when there's no ships around. But they want the message. They want the publicity that they got out of firing these rockets near U.S. and French warships. Why? because they're sending a loud message to the Gulf states and to their allies, principally the United States, that they're taking the gloves off now, that the nuclear deal is done. And they are back on message and back in play, trying to achieve their strategic objectives in the region, which is regional domination. The 2 missile test firing that took place just weeks ago are further testimony of what they're truly up to.
I agree. It just shows that the UN, in a way, has been duped. I hate to say it, but General, great to see you, and I wish you a Happy New Year.
Same to you, Liz. Happy New Year.
Thank you. General Jack Keane.